Oops, sit on the couch or something, peasant. Okay, so once there was a glorious kingdom established among the heavens. You know, I'm not sure if it's confirmed anywhere, but I'm going to act as if it is. Aether and the means are original.
Yeah, this should be fun. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Genesis Pearl. Oh, how did we realize this sooner, Jake? The Genesis crystals. I think it's right in front of us all along. We have the Genesis Pearl. Get off my damn chair, boy. Everybody. Yeah. Take a seat, you unmedicated fool. Let's continue. I need to see. I need the description. Hey, I'm trying to turn my camera. Welcome to the podcast of Lyrics Ramblings. Okay, but the dazzling orb can't be the Genesis Pearl, but Genesis Pearl and the Genesis crystals. An energy crystal from the very origin of the universe. That kingdom came to Crown Tantos was seeking out the Genesis Pearl from the Kingdom of Darkness. Genesis Crystal in Teyvat. Twins were cooled to Teyvat via this stress signal. Abyss sibling. Six. Genesis Crystal. Conria. Stores a abyssal energy in a abyss twin. Conria Kingdom of Darkness. The Abyss sibling is seeking the Genesis Pearl or Genesis Crystal. But they get cooled to Teyvat. And end up in Conria, the Kingdom of Darkness, which leads them astray. Yeah. And the memory of the original world is gone. Which means the traveler takes the twins' role. How it all makes sense now. Hello, welcome back, Jake. I'm going to run you through everything we have. Too bad. I need to reiterate it for the audience. Once there was a kingdom established among the heavens, this kingdom was the original world of the twins. From that kingdom came a crowned heir tasked with seeking out the Genesis Pearl of the Kingdom of Darkness. The Genesis Pearl from the Kingdom of Darkness, as in it's there, not that they're from the... Anyways, the Kingdom of Darkness is Conria. Yeah. And we're assuming that the Genesis Pearl is actually a Genesis Crystal. And because of this, the Abyss sibling is seeking the Genesis Crystal, which is in Teyvat. Right? And the twins are summoned to Teyvat by a distress signal, which leads the Abyss Twin to Khaenri'ah, which in turn stores the Abyss inside of the Abyss sibling. I did not notice that. Please inform them that you're listening to a madman's rambles.
I'm just saying he's lore yapping right now.
So the Abyss Twin and the second round hare who's taking up the path after the twin is corrupted and corroded by the Abyss is the Traveler.
I just said he's lore yapping right now. I said,
Telling myself Genshin Impact without doing the 5.7 Archon quest. The Genesis. And this ties in to Dansleif being the 10th Harbinger, because it took me 10 minutes to get here. Dansleif built Sandra on. I'm out of room on my whiteboard to continue this madness. No, I think we've done enough in the whiteboard, and we can move on to writing notes on Discord. I'm gonna leave this here and see if Daytime Me can make any semblance of logic from what I've done. I'm 5 feet short. Hello, my name is Aoife and I'm 5 years old. I solved it. I solved it all. Jake, which theory do you think makes more sense? The one about the Genesis Pell or Dan's Leaf? Okay, so we shall continue that. In the distant past, the Night Mother ruled over the faraway land. The Night Mother was the source of all sins. Guys, I think the Night Mother might just be the Abyss. The Abyss? Where is Zan? I think I scared them.
You scared them off.
Yeah. Anyways. In the distant past, the Night Mother ruled over the faraway land of night. Here no light touched the earth, nor did a single tree grow, and there was no life here, but the horrendous deadness of the dark. The Night Mother was the source of all sins. The land of sin was the embodiment of their evilness. The cruel Night Mother, who had neither heart nor mouth, was always watching the land of night, and her punishments were always unexpected. The only thing she could not bear was the occasional ray of moonlight that made it through the clouds, the light that penetrated. The light that light that penetrated the walls of darkness always irritated her. The moonlight for us was the only place free from the rule of the Night Mother. Only there could the people bask in the bright moonlight and enjoy the grace it brought to the living. Everyone in the kingdom of moonlight for us was born with fair skin, light-colored hair, and bright blue eyes. Well, that sounds racist. Everyone in the kingdom of moonlight for us was born with fair skin, light-colored hair, and bright blue eyes. Perhaps the constant lack of sunlight and nourishment of the moonlight is the reason for their beauty, giving them an appearance different from the apparent creatures lurking at the edge of the forest. I need to explain to Violet why I'm right. Denzleaf and the Jester share a mask. Yes. Denzleaf's mask looks like half a Fatui's mask. Thus, henceforth, he is the 10th Harbinger. Denzleaf made Sandron. It was hard to put the pieces together. Sandron is a robot, and so is Ethna.
Come on, let's go find some
Ethna
drama.
mentions Conria in her drip marketing. You know who else is from Conria? Denzleaf. He is the 10th Harbinger. Can I just monster? You ever heard of changing your civilian ship? the fuck are you doing to me?
Here, let's send you some photos.
Do you hear that? There's a voice whispering on the wind. It says, some guy just took a stone to the head.
Did this guy just hit Bennett in the head?
Probably. Some guy took a stone to the head.
I want you to guess my favorite photo.
Is it the one with the twins?
I want to say that people in the random RP server keep interrupting me because they think that they're funny. No one cares about your general chat. Go back to role-playing your stupid cookie yaoi.
Huh? Ooh.
No. Could've used Molly Man.
Yeah.
Wait. Moonlit Bamboo Forest.
Why am I standing in your head?
When a small town boy looking to leave his sleepy hometown. You seem like you have a lot of free time. Yeah, that's it. You're getting... I'm going to just send the... Why? Why did someone agree to my Downsley theory?
Yeah.
Alright, like someone gets...
Yeah. Ta, huh, cha. Yeah.
Actually, my good friend, I think we need to head to Leeway.
Let's stir things up.
What?
Why are there like
95%. The Bambi first. We're gonna try. Sometimes I put whiteboard markers in my mouth. I like the actual ink part, but I like the back of it. Cause I need to get the lid off, and my hands are full. But it does leave a horrible aftertaste. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, but I'm faster. I don't need protection, this ain't no yaoi. He's from the same affiliation as Barbara. Hey, imagine being part of Rosaria, Dahlia, and Barbara's friend group and just seeing Venti. You're like Barbara, the most out of the three of them. Jake, I want you to guess my second favorite outcome. Nope. She's close. No. No. Yeah. I'll be fine. Not a twink, I'm an armored soldier. You may return here. Of Union Forest.
Did you just feel the power of Geo?
Paimon,
Your
shut up.
connection to the elements is so different from the vision bearers. Seems like you can physically switch between elements.
I literally have Hydra.
We're now in Liz. If you ever miss using your
How did she know? Even ping pong balls must activate the arc not dying. Oh yeah, you wanna know a fun fact about these two NPCs here? This lady is faking her illness so that her sailor husband stays with her instead of going back out to sea.
I hope my wife gets well soon.
If so, how does that NPC fact make you feel? You bitch. Ultros, get her. Get him. Whatever was been doing odds over here. You guys suck at attacking the person I tell you to. You're horrible lackeys. If I remember now, it should be over there. Stay still and compares. It in frame, my guy.
Do you want me to look towards the camera?
Doesn't matter, really. I want you to, yeah, okay. Yeah, hello everyone. Well, welcome back to National Tevat. We've come out here overway and Miway to the Bamboo Forest. Today I'm joined by Dalimin. I'm not sure what's going on there, but did you know that in the Lisa story quest you get the book for Pale Princess and the Six Pridgemies, and it mentions the Bamboo Forest, the Moonlight Bamboo Forest.
There's a Geoculus above you.
Yes. And here we're going to look for connections to the Night Mother, who may or may not be the Abyss. Wait, the spirit of mode make me immune to this bitch? Did you just miss?
This should be fun. Hey!
Oh, yeah. Wait, I've got an idea.
Okay, but I'm begging you, please get that Geoculus. I will literally give you a if you get it. Please.
Do it again while I look like this.
Surprise baptism!
I don't know where it is. Send me off, boy. I wasn't high enough.
Surprise baptism!
Yeah, it doesn't send me high enough. No, it doesn't, but whatever you want. Let's move along. No sudden movements. I send her sudden movements. What the hell's wrong with that guy? We wish not to disturb the natural habitats. There's raw meat here. Let's terrorize that ecosystem. What do we got here? Some artifacts? Maybe you can sit on it. This to be a one-person seat. Oh, I can sit on the complete other side, maybe. Wait, Beelamin. W further. Yeah. Worlds apart, yet not so far. What's going on there with Starblings? Speaking of. I fell. What's this? Henchmen, mine it at once. Cool Lapras. Wow. I see. What? Precious crystal contains progeo energy that easily goes along. Concentrate. Fireflies.
Pay your dues. You can't run from debt.
I'll keep this
I
close.
present you with this random stuff I found on the ground. Imagine. Yes. Elytros can be found here, huh?
Is this an answer from
What
this
are
world?
these things? Gonna be honest, this kind of left. Alright. Greenlight Bamboo first, let's read. I'm gonna read you a story. Between the rustling emerald curtain of foliage, in a spot where the croak of frogs and the shrills of cindeous meat lies a corner of the forest that is withered and dry, just near the wetlands beneath the mountain crags. The bamboo forest of Mount Kuching is the verdant home to many fables. After a spell of rain, a Candace of After a spell of rain, a Candace of drips and drops can be heard bouncing from the bamboo leaves and hollow bamboo stalks. After a winding path between the bamboo spires came a young boy, swiftly made his way along the trail, climbing up damp crags and running down its paved mosey course. The leaves of tangled foliage and vines strewn across his path brushed against his skin. The boy finally decided to stop for a rest at a dried and withering spot on the creaking bamboo of Mount Kitching, tucked away below the mountain rock.
I can push you.
Yes, take me to the village. The boy clearly remembered the village elder once saying that the rainy season was the proper time for the fox to take its fox wife. Only eyes of a child could ever see the fox's bride, crimson and seated chair, and its
Maybe this will work.
Go as one!
Okay, so that doesn't work. Thought it would work. I wasn't taking her out to flex. Genuinely thought it would work.
only the eyes of a child could ever see the fox's bride, crimson seated chair, and its resistance dancing through the forest, accompanied by strains of music and clanking drums. The village elder also warned that kids mustn't approach near any such procession. If you wander too close, the fox will snatch your soul away. That's what the village elder always said. What happens if your soul gets snatched? Asked one of the kids. Once the fox has your soul, your fate will be forever sealed. Perhaps they will use you for music in their processions, smashing you like a cymbal and beating you like a drum, horns blaring all around. There will be no rest for your soul. Oh, the elder would never forget the pearls as if he were beating a drum, scaring all the little ones. As the boy grew older, he started believing the elder's silly fables. Following Vasili's wispy trails, he passed through the Green Labyrinth, accompanied by the faint calls of foxes coming from the thickest along the way. These crafty creatures hiding deep in the forest will seldom reveal themselves, or their boisterous bridal processions to careless trading travelers. The boy was feeling quite low in spirit, kicking pebbles off the road and stumping up the seemingly unnatural stairways along the way, wandering further into the heart of the bamboo forest. The elder once said that this very forest was once an ancient kingdom conquered by the Geoarchon. But what did the Geoarchon look like? Did it have arms and legs, or eyes like us? Was he more like the stone beasts found along the water banks? The herb gatherers that periodically set up shop in the city to sell their herbal ingredients would always bring tales of the year's rite of descension. Listening to their stories, one could imagine the amazing scene of the Geoarchon descending to the world. But of course, the curious kids could only hope to someday see the great Archon that had been revered for generations with their very own eyes. Was the immovable Mount Grishin a gift of the benevolent Geoarchon? With decades of peaceful living that which had already been ordained by the Archon. The answers to these questions lay outside the village, within the aging forest on the mountain. Bubbling with questions and expectation, the determined boy made his way forward beneath the scattered shadows of bamboo leaves.
Let's stir things up. Hey!
Volume 2. Lost among the green bamboo canopy, the lanyard soon met an unexpected companion. What's the matter? Are you lost? The lad heard a gentle voice among the rustling bamboo stalks, speaking with a hint of sarcastic playfulness. The lad turned to see a slender woman, garbed in white. She stood beside a clear bubbling brook with beads of water glistening on a woven rush raincoat, and golden eyes melting with rays cast through the forest by the setting sun. Village elder had said that there were once white horses that would leap from clear springs to become adepti to assist the companions of the Lord of Geo. Yeah. But no one had ever specified which spring, the honorable name of the illuminated beast that sprang from it. Besides, the woman that stood before him now didn't appear to be an adeptus, apart from the piercing gaze of her golden eyes. Furthermore, he had never heard of any adept that needed to wear raincoats. Well, if it isn't another fool. The lady garbed in white began to chuckle, squinting her eyes with a smile. "Who are you calling a fool?" replied the young lad in a fluster. This was certainly no Adeptus. He could have heard an Adeptus up and speak and said, in a deplorable manner, "I wish to embark on an adventure. I wish to sail across the seas and witness the stone spears of the Lord of Jira for myself." "You've only just embarked on your journey, and yet you've fallen astray among the bamboo forest." The woman's reply was calm and even, her eyes making a subtle smirk. The lad already found her particularly annoying. "I don't need you. There's no shame in being lost. Come, follow me. I will lead out of here." The woman snicked and extended her slender hand toward the boy, who had glimmered under the rays of sunset that shone between the bamboo leaves. Thank you?" The young lad took her outstretched hand. Her skin was cold and damp to the touch, much like a crushed rain upon a mountain or dewdrops upon a bamboo shoot. The setting sun gradually fell behind the mountain ridge. The afterglow in the clear above gradually began to darken. Village elder said that once the warm glow of the setting sun fades, the spirit of the mountain woods becomes a cold and murky breeding ground for monsters. These monsters are born from a past that has long gone, their spirits forming from the resentment and unwillingness of the dead. Any bamboo they ensure by them will dry up and die. Any person they ensnare will similarly grow weary and fade from existence. Sometimes they will even call upon passerbyers to assist them with matters that they could not accomplish on their own, before leading them into a trap from which they would never return. Other times it would act as a guide for innocent travelers, leading them to a den of demons. So you see, little ones, you must stay vigilant. Never let your guard down when you journey far from familiar soil. This, said the village elder, patting the kids on their heads as she finished the story. Come to think of it, could this woman in white be a monster of the mountain woods? The lad grew nervous in his heart and couldn't help but slow his pace. What's the matter? The woman turned around, the knife shining through the moonlight draping over her silhouette.
Truth hurts.
Why is Hazel punching me? Nightfall seemed to always hasten its approach over the bamboo forest of Mount Cushing. Gazing upward, the silver moonlight was scattered amidst the shadows. There's a line in Genshin about something being amidst the shadows and to take that travel trail. But I don't remember something similar. As the shadows of the bamboo forest leaves, and the spot illuminated under the moonlight, far away from the crouching frogs and tripping swiftness. New clumps had just sprouted from the ground. The bamboo forest in Nakashin is the regent of harm for many fables. As the night fell, the woman garbed in white began to recount many stories for the young lad, ancient tales that the lad had never heard before. Long ago, 3 bright moons once hung in the night sky. These 3 moons were sisters, their years numbering more than that of the Geoarchon, and their year of birth predating the very bedrock upon which Liyue Harbor now rests. Moons were daughters of Prison's song, sovereign over the night sky. They navigated the heavens above in their silver carriage, alternating with one another for a month. If rain was not promptly passed from one sister to the next, a terrible disaster would occur that very day. These 3 luminous moons shared but one love, the stars of daybreak. Only at the fleeting moments when day and night converge could one of the 3 sisters pass the fading stars and gaze upon the chambers of morning stars. Moments later, as the new dawn would break over the horizon, Carriage would quickly ferry the Night Sister away. The three sisters shared an equal affection for their one and only love, much like the affection they shared for one another. This was all before the world was smashed against the tides of great calamity. With time, disasters had returned to a Sovereign Carriage, and laid ruins to the Hall of Stars. The three sisters of night turned against one another, leading to their eternal parting by death. Only one of their pale corpses now remains, ever shedding its cold light.
Boba, get them!
Have you made any progress on moving me at all? Why does this...
I managed to get you onto the path.
Yeah. I raised her head and gazed at the mirror through the sea of amber. Her long slender neck was covered in silver light, and her eyes shone gold. Both packs are children of the moons. They remember the calamities and tragedies that ensued, hence they lament the fate of their mother with each new moon. Thus the white arrows who live among the wolves call the morning stars, the surviving love of the moon, the grievous star.
Farewell.
I
Tell me what you
see.
see.
The young lad remained silent for some time. This was a secret that the village elders had never told them before. Perhaps it was a legend that even the oldest of the elders had never heard before. Such stories were much more grand than those about foxes taking brides and monsters ensnaring people, but less riveting than the tales of the Lord of Geo driving away the spirits. Women's tales were almost like a dream of imagination. These are stories that have never been told, legends that have already been long forgotten by people. From Greer, Obden White gently stroked the lad's hair and lowered her eyelids. Golden color of her eyes grew a bit dim. Before the ancient immortals established the universe, there were gods that wandered across the lands, but at this time many of the Adepti came into being. But what about before then? Only broken memories and fragments of the past were turned into stories. Stories turned into legend, passed down among the people. Even deities and Adeptis would feel sentimental upon hearing such ancient memory that surpasses the mortal world. The woman let out a long sigh and turned to find the young lad asleep. This unbelievable, helpless smile. She took off her ring card and placed it over the young lad. That night, the lad dreamt of 3 minutes in the sky, and a silver carriage stopped before the gates of the stars. How many volumes does this book have? Oh, we're actually in the final one. As day slowly dawned, the young boy was gently awakened. Daybreak's light silhouetted the white mist that shrouded the bamboo forest, which tales of the grisly foxes were told, and they seemed like horse tales as they billowed this way and that. The woman held his hands, and together they walked toward the place where the sun pierced through the woods. They turned left, then right, passing through the undergrowth teeming with insects, clambering over the slippery, moss-covered stones, scaling down a gorge hidden by the shadows of the bamboo trees. All the way she led him till they arrived at the exit of the bamboo forest. "I still don't know who you are, where you're from," said the boy, for the previous night's story had yet to leave his mind. The woman turned, with her back to the morning light, her eyes shone gold, but she merely smiled and said nothing. Many years later, the boy no longer would remember that moment. He would understand. The gap between them was a yearning chasm. His fate was to leave his home and go to Lubeck Harbor to seek the riches of Geo Arkon had bestowed upon him. As then was to hide herself away from the majestic, kindly gaze of the great Lord of Geo. Track those ancient tales that even she was beginning to forget. So the boy and the white-clad, golden-eyed woman were parted. He'd pack his things and head for Ravingport City, while she stood silently at the boundaries of the bamboo forest. For her bewitching eye, she seemed to have already foreseen the young man's fate. Someday, when he was old, tired of the sea and the ways of life, slowly returned to this mountain village. where and there he would live out the rest of his days. The dawn's glare, the boy heard a whining cry that grew distant. He turned and looked, and there was nothing behind him but a single strand of hair that had come to rest on his shoulder.
Huh? Ooh.
Oh, yeah. When we bought for me, I don't know how. No.
I'm bored. I'm not looking for trouble exactly, but I kinda hope we run into someone else who is.
Okay.
Clear, clear. Yeah, what did you enjoy the story?
Huh? Ooh.
She kind of. He just kind of does that. I don't think you understand how significant that story really is. There was Moon Sister lore in it. Why the hell was there Moon Sister lore? What am I, playing a Genshin Impact ARG? Where I have to go through books? Is that what we're doing now? Lyric stops doing daily uploads so he can read Genshin Impact books. Thanks. You just send me down and we must go to the villages. This is where. One second, I want to check something. Alright. You're gonna abuse me, can you at least hit? Let's be at the town part. The original Chinese text is from a different for the latter two sentences. They betrayed the heavens in a silver. Right, I see. I think something that people need to realize is that Genshin English and Genshin China aren't the same story, but they also are. I mean, maybe if I was playing as a man. 1 second. I need to speak to NPCs that are happening a lot. Did you just feel the power of Gina?
If so, we're now. If you ever met.
I have to do that cutscene one more time. And by the way, he again asked Ranger Danger, no more I went, hey, what are you chasing? My shadow roses won't be able to catch it, including my big brother. Murphy's the smartest person I can do anything I ask him to, but even he couldn't catch my shadow. He must be there once I fought it, I prove I'm as smart as him. I can help you. Thanks for the offer, but I can do it. The one my family wears them out, and I've had enough of it. Great little super right about me and to mommy and daddy. Who live far away from home. Okay, that's very nice. Oh, thank God I can lay down.